exactly led to the death of our own children there at Enyobeni.
Yeah.
So if we could get that, I think at least we could be able to be emotional, okay.
The National Liquor Traders Council says not much has been done to restrict minors from accessing alcohol.
We do agree with what Umama is saying in terms of our townships, more especially, still selling alcohol to minors, but it's not only restricted to taverns. As you might know, in South Africa, we have about 42,000 taverns, and almost close to 200,000 of the places where alcohol could be found, those are shebeens, meaning it's outlets that do not have a license to sell alcohol. So those are people that are unscrupulous, they want to take chances in their communities and sell alcohol without having the necessary documentations to do so. So it is a problem. It means the availability of alcohol in our environments is at an environment, it's a space where even those ones that should not actually be laying their hands on that alcohol are able to.
And Timani says only detailed answers will bring closure for the victims' families.
I think government needs to level up with the families. They need to tell them what happened, because someone out there knows what happened, but it's not just sharing that information with the families. And we feel that, that is injustice at the very core, and the families need to find closure. We cannot keep celebrating, or observing, because there's nothing to celebrate, observing these anniversaries without, due course taking place, without a way forward in terms of how do we avoid Enyobeni from taking place again, because as it stands now, this can happen as a time bomb waiting to explode. So we need to be able to stop that, but government need to level up with the families so that there can be closure. As it stands now, there's no closure.
Trade Union Federation KATU has echoed calls for corruption-accused Zizi Kodwa to fall on his sword again. He was sworn in as a Member of Parliament yesterday, and Kodwa resigned as Minister of Sports, Art and Culture earlier this month after being charged for allegedly pocketing around 1.7 million rand in bribes.
We were baffled. We were baffled when we heard that this could happen. We thought, he shouldn't go through with it. And so to see him standing there and being sworn in, we were actually quite baffled. The ANC is on a renewal campaign. And so this includes the fact that people who they said themselves that anyone who is charged should actually step aside. And by resigning earlier this month, he was stepping aside. We commended him on that. We thought it was quite admirable. But now to see him back there, we don't know what that says. We don't know what that means to this renewal program of theirs.
Sabela says Kodwa's swearing in symbolizes that the ANC is tone deaf.
Given the fact that, these election results are sending a very clear message that South Africans want to see something different happen from what has been happening in the past 30 years. And we thought we were on the same page in terms of that. The ANC is now scrambling to form a government of national unity. It's taking a lot longer than it should. And so we thought we all on the same page. This is not where we wanted to be. And so these kind of things are problematic.
The South African Communist Party has accused the Democratic Alliance of positioning itself against the government of national unity. Secretary General Solly Mapaila has hit out at the DA following that leaked letter which revealed the party's cabinet demands. The alliance has urged President Cyril Ramaphosa to appoint his cabinet urgently. The DA wants its members to hold at least 12 ministerial posts.
We still reject the proposition to work with the DA, but in the context of all parties coming together in the government of national unity, there's no basis to reject that because it's the government of national unity. But what we are exposing is the trickery of the untenable demands that the DA makes on the basis of this proposition of the government of national unity. The ANC itself has made this question complex when it should not be complex. The ANC needed to set up a minority government and lead this country anew.
But Mapaile says alliance relations haven't changed.
We campaign for the African National Congress. Our views are embedded within the African National Congress. That is our political interest. And therefore, that exercise should be in consultation with the Communist Party. But to the extent that we are debating names at the moment, no, it's not an issue. The issue is to set up government. And that's why we've said the president must set up government, must move ahead and set up government. If the DA, for instance, wants to withdraw from the government of national unity, so be it. In fact, it will be favorable for us in order to allow us to tackle primarily programmatic issues.
And boy, do I have a treat for you around this corner. We've had quite a grim and serious start to the program. But just around the corner, Newzroom Afrika, Sipha Kema is in Jeffreys Bay, J Bay. She's just having a day at the beach. She's just hanging out, and we'll find out exactly why when we come back. Stay with us.
I love that. I love that because she's just we've gone for a quick ad break, so she said I'm coming out after all this time we have something great to keep her
Sipha, can you hear me, darling?
Yes, hi, man, I can hear you.
Great. Stand by. A new wave is crashing onto the shores of the surfing world, and we would love for you to meet a group of young children from disadvantaged backgrounds in the Eastern Cape who are defying stereotypes and riding towards greatness. Their journey highlights the changing face of surfing, and it wouldn't be possible without the passion of the owners of the Jeffreys Bay Surfing Academy and the coaches. Now, Newzroom Afrika, Sipha Kema is there and joins us now. Sipha, it's lovely to see you trade your boots and your coat, and often you're in, you know, a street somewhere where there's a sewage overspill or the community is really upset. And today, you've exchanged all of that for some warm sand and a wetsuit. You're in Africa's surfing capital, J Bay. Why are you there?
Absolutely. Well, absolutely, man. I mean, a change of scenery is going to do me great, I guess. Also, by the beach, J Bay, as you're saying, the surfing Mecca in Africa, really. This is where all one of the World Surf League's J Bay Classic is held, where we see world champions from across the globe, of course, coming down here to the Eastern Cape, to Jeffreys Bay, just to surf these amazing waves. But now, that's not the reason why we're here. Now, you mentioned these young children from disadvantaged backgrounds being given an opportunity here by J Bay Surf Alliance, where they get to change their lives and also get them off the streets and keep them busy, and also get part of a sport that was exclusively not, well, an exclusive sport and not known for black people to participate, really. But I'm going to bring in someone that's going to tell us more about that. That's one of the co-founders, Debbie Silius. Debbie, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for inviting us here. Welcome. So, Debbie, let's talk about J Bay Surf Alliance, the work you do for these young kids.
Welcome. Awesome day, and welcome to our beach. This is where J Bay Surf Alliance is housed. How's that?
Yes.
The kids come down from the risky areas, areas where there's poverty, areas where there's gangland, and after school they tend to get caught up in these areas. And so we created a school, Sharon, Crack and Iron, after school facility where they come down to the beach. Some of them have never been to the beach ever. They come down here. We get the donors give us money, and we get donations from surfers predominantly. The World Surf League has done so, and many interested parties in surfing. And so the kids come to us in the afternoon. They get their wetsuits, they get their boards. We've got coaches who take care of them. They do a lot of mindfulness exercises, focus exercises, and then they're off into the sea.
Now, Debbie, I believe this doesn't just end with the surfing school. Some of them are participating in tournaments as well as even going as far as the World Surf League.
Yeah, they're amazing. So this is an opportunity, it's a platform for people to perform on the world stage. We've got 4 youngsters, we call them Groms, and they go off to provincial and regional competitions, and they've made it, and it's because of this facility that they make it. And with regards to that, we have surfers in the professional field, and you're going to talk to one right now.
Yes, absolutely. Now, when we talk about life-changing situations, Iman, we're talking about Dylan Hendricks here. He's going to tell us more about his life and how surfing actually and J-Bay Surf Alliance changed his life from what you were doing earlier on, Dylan. I mean, rehab, basically surfing rehabilitated you.
For sure. Now surfing's played a big part of my life. You know, I started surfing when I was about 10. And like during lockdown, I got like a little bit sidetracked and I got into doing bad things and like gangs and stuff like that. And then I just, you know, I just lost myself. And then when I got back to surfing and, you know, just Saron and them just showing me the love and like these programs, this is, I mean, I don't know how to explain like how I feel about it, but I come from there, you know, so I can relate to these kids and it's just awesome what Saron and her team is doing for these kids. I mean, like I said, surfing has played a big part in my life. It's changed my life. I've gone overseas, you know, to go surf for my country. I've done a few things. I've traveled a bit, you know. I've got a little bit of perspective, you know. Because of surfing, I would say I finished school, you know, because yeah, some people looked after me and they made sure I do that. And yeah, just all over, overall, it's changed my life for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Dylan. Dylan is also one of the coaches, Iman, that are assisting here at the J-Bay Surf Alliance. Him and Marshall are the ones that are helping these kids. And not just about surfing, the physical exercise, but it's a holistic view of things, where we heard them, some of the exercises they were doing, mindful exercises, talking about changing your mind, your character, who you are, and also having the opportunity to get into such a sport that was deemed as an exclusive sport. But it's not just only that, it's also about teaching them conservation, loving the ocean, being part of the ocean and taking care of the animals and part of the ocean. So it really is a holistic view. And I guess now, Iman, the major thing that you would want to find out is some of these kids, but also, I guess, seeing us catching a wave as well and getting in there. And I think it's maybe about time we do that for you guys here. Some of the kids are here. I'm just going to grab one of the kids here who loves surfing, Iman. Let's talk to one of the kids here. Anele, let's talk to you. Anele, uvele emanzini ngoku uqhela usefa. Uthanda kanjani ukusefa?
100%. Ngithanda kakhulu usefa.
Uthanda kakhulu usefa? Ikwenzela ntoni isurfing?
Ngikhipha busy.
Igcina busy, ne? And then uphuma esikolweni uthini?
Bhala homework yami, qoba kwami bhala homework yami ndami ndisurfing.
Ugodi kwesekukulate. Yeah. Masise nomnye, let's bring you in as well. Tell us about your surfing. How are you enjoying it? Okay, uyithanda njani isurfing yakho?
Yo, ndithanda kakhulu kuba ngiyonike respect. Yeah.
Ikunike respect ebantwini. And then uyaparticipate kwi-tournament?
Kodwa zange ndayenza competition.
But uyakwazi usurf?
Ngiyakwazi usurf siso.
Hayi siza kubona namhlanje uzasibonisa mos. Uzanifundisa nami.
Okay, dear.
Okay. All right, Iman, I think it's time for us to get in, Marshall. I think it's about time. There's Marshall. We're heading in now, Iman, and I think it's about that time that you all were waiting for, really. And we're about to move off just a bit. And I think while we're doing this, let's grab Marshall in as well, who's really the head coach. He does private coaching, but also dedicates his time to actually, and volunteering, of course, making sure that these kids are here, they're well taken care of, not just teaching them about the physical sport, but I guess it's more of a psychological thing, Marshall.
Yeah, definitely it's more about the psychology thing, because you want to keep these kids safe, you know, you want to calm them down in the ocean, you know. They come from different backgrounds, especially when you have a lot of things in your mind. I think the ocean is a good place for you, a nice safe space. You can calm and clean your mind and just enjoying what you're doing. Especially with surfing, you just can clear your mind and forget about everything and every problems you got. And you go back and you recharge. And as the kids coming to us, we teach them about discipline, discipline, and we teach them about life skills, you know, and we give them like therapy, self-therapy as well, and we empower these kids, you know, because we want to just build a better future for them. And at the end of the day, I want to see them as role models in the town, because the ocean belongs to them, and I want them to take care of the ocean, you know. And we're going to go now for a service, you can see. And I'm so glad we can have this opportunity to show J-Bay and to see how nice the kids enjoy themselves and having a nice time in the ocean.
And I'm sure you're gonna go easy on me, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna go easy on me, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so Iman, we're about to get ready to go in, so I'm gonna have to drop this mic, and also get ready to actually go inside. All right. Well, I guess surf's You guys ready? Let's go.
Yeah, go. Ready, let's go. Okay, guys, come a little bit closer. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Let's come and surf, okay?
Okay, thank you. Please help me out here. Come show me that dog.
Oh, real life angels here on earth. Anele and Marshall and Dylan and Sharon and her team who initiated this project there in Jeffreys Bay at the Jeffreys Bay Surfing Club. And you can see the joy on the kids' faces. It's just undeniable. Hearing there also from head coach Marshall about the situations that a lot of these children come from, situations of disadvantage, crime, gang infestation, drugs in the environment. To be able to be here at the beach is such a reprieve from all of that. But not only that, not just the skill of surfing, the opportunity to decompress, but also some life skills, some leadership skills. And you can hear the difference that it makes to these children. When you heard Sipha interview some of the young kids saying they love it so much. And this is the place that they want to be. What an incredible, incredible story. I'm glad we could leave you with the sights and sounds of Jeffreys Bay. I'm hoping we can steal just a second or two. We've got to see her get in the water. We have to. A day at the beach, well deserved, I say, for Sipha Kema.